For the last several years, we've been talking about how Disney has a problem. As they continue to prioritize identity politics over entertainment, the fans have been walking away. And now that reality has set in for almost everyone. It's impossible to deny, whether you're talking about the box office, streaming, or the theme parks, Disney is struggling right now. And specifically at the box office, we've all seen these reports over the last few weeks. Magic is over at Disney with $900 million lost on recent releases. Well, that number does not include their most recent release, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And when you factor that one in, this number's about to be over $1 billion, and it's not even close. Take a look at this headline that Gary from Nerdrotic shared the other day. Disney's Indiana Jones 5 took in $300 million at the box office so far. A disaster for CEO Bob Iger and Lucasfilm. People get upset when you use that word sometimes, but it's undeniable that this is a worst case scenario, a catastrophe, a disaster. There's only so many words or phrases you can use to try to reiterate how bad this is for them. Dial of Destiny could end up with just half the receipts its pan predecessor earned 15 years ago and rival John Carter as Disney's biggest bomb. Now, as of right now, that is what they say, that John Carter is their biggest loss. I've seen anywhere between the range of $225 to $250 million in losses for John Carter, depending where you look. I think undoubtedly this movie's going to lose $250 million. The question is, will it lose $300 million? That's really where we're at this point. And I would take you through this entire article over here on Fortune, but I'm not going to pay to subscribe to Fortune magazine. But it pretty much is talking about all the things we've said over the past few weeks. When you look at Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, something that only had a couple weeks to really make money, got beat by Sound of Freedom and Insidious the Red Door, got dominated at the box office, and now we're starting to see the stall out at around $300 million. In all likelihood, this is a movie that's going to end somewhere in the $350 to $375 realm. And if that happens, if that's the case, then you are talking about something that couldn't even match half of what Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull did 15 years ago. And considering this movie had a budget of, somewhere around $185 million, I think, $185 million to make, unlike Dial of Destiny, this made a good profit for Lucasfilm at the time. That is no longer the case. When you look at Dial of Destiny, a reported $300 million budget, in all likelihood a marketing campaign that was between $100 and $150 million, this is a movie that needed around $900 million just to break even, and it's not even going to come close. And now you have the mainstream media, Fortune, sitting there and calling you out for how bad this is, that it could end up being one of the biggest bombs we've ever seen in the history of Disney. And when you look at everything that's been going on, we talk about it a lot because Disney's struggling really bad right now. Bob Iger basically threw up a white flag and said, please somebody buy a bunch of these channels from us. Please somebody give us an influx of cash because we are desperate. They've lost another almost $1 billion on streaming this quarter. They're losing money hand over fist at the box office, and the theme parks are the slowest they've been in a decade. They're blaming the heat, but Universal's still busy. Weird how that works, isn't it? Despite the fact that they've tried to cut costs and lay off thousands of people, nothing is working to stop the bleeding at Disney, and Dial of Destiny might end up being their biggest failure of all time. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.